Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to process video number 2 for our Use Those Cut Files series. So I'm going to show you what I will be using. I have cut some letters and they're just simple font letters, and then I have some pictures. I have 5 4x6 photos, and these are Christmas pictures actually, so I pulled out some Christmas paper. Now I wanted you to notice this. There's a trend going on where you have a cut file or you can cut images, and then there's coordinating stamps that you can use for those particular cuts. And so that's what I did here. Now these cut files and the stamps are from Inspired by Stamping, and I will make sure to link that in the description below. But I've also heard that you can do that with like the Brothers Scan and Cut, where you can trace something. I'm not very familiar with that specific machine because I don't have that, but I've heard some card makers do that where they can stamp, like, an image of a little girl, and then they bring that to their brother Scan and Cut, and then it traces it, and it will cut the outer edge of the image. So that was one of the things that I wanted to kind of show you. That's something that you can do with your cut files if you have not tried that, or if you're thinking of getting a die cut machine and seeing what other things that you can do with that machine. So that's one of the things that you might want to consider that would be good for personalizing your specific page. So like I said, this one's going to be a Christmas themed page, and so I have those die cuts. What I did was I die cut the images first, so I just have basically the silhouette of the image, and then I stamped it. That for me was easier than marking, where my cut would be as far as the pre-stamped image is concerned. So this one was pretty easy, and I was able to cut all the stuff with just white cardstock or white paper, and then decide which ink would go best with what image. So I had fun with this one. It was really great. And um, I did die cut a bunch of them at a time. As you can see, I filled up the whole 12 by 12 paper with just a bunch of those cut files because I knew that I wanted multiple images in my page. And so over here, what I'm doing is I'm layering all of those stamped and cut images, and then I'm creating my own banner. Those really cute Christmas stockings was a perfect backdrop for that, and so I'm just layering them, and I'm going to be hanging that, like, when you hang Christmas stockings on top of a mantle or something, like on over a mantle. And then the bottom one is another set from Inspired by Stamping, and this one has the gingerbread type theme, and so it has the images of the gingerbread man, and then it also had some um, cut files for the sentiments, and so I also stamped those sentiments, and that will work kind of just as supporting accents to my page. Now these blue kind of metallic letters were cut from just a simple font, and my die cut machine. I love kind of cutting out just simple alphabet, and I use that to with my page. But before I adhere that, I wanted to add my block of journaling, and I had to stamp it. Now when I stamped it, the date I should say, part of the ink kind of blotched on there, and so I'm trying to look for something to cover that up, and I found like these blue snowflakes that would probably work there, but I still don't know where that's gonna go. And so before I commit to where that placement is, I need to adhere everything else. So I'm adhering all the papers on my red cardstock base, and then I'm adhering the pictures. Now the pictures are mostly going to be on the left side, but part of two of those pictures will actually overflow onto the right page, and so I'm gonna make sure that I align that. And I was initially going to cut those pieces and then adhere that, but I thought that it would be best to adhere and connect those pictures onto the right page before I slice it in the middle. And that works better because then now the placement is still the same, but I just only cut the center of it. And then I adhered the little elements, Christmas elements, onto um, the stockings, and I just used my ATG gun and my glue dots for that, and I punched some holes on the sides, the top sides of the stockings, so that I can thread some twine through it and hang it up. But before that, I wanted to make sure that I pop this up with some fun foam, just so that it will be raised on my layout. So a little bit more about my pictures. Again, this is Christmas themed. As you can see, one of the traditions that we have in our family is that we get new outfits for Christmas. And so these are the outfits that my two kids got for Christmas of, I think this was 2013, Christmas of 2013. And as you can see, I took pictures of them. This was, I think this was the Christmas before New Year's Eve. And so our Christmas tree was still up, and they had their new outfits on, and so I wanted to take pictures of that and kind of document how that's one of our holiday traditions. So if you have any fun holiday traditions, make sure that if you want to share, you can share that in the description below as well. And so I really liked how this turned out. I love how I can personalize those cut files and make it, fit my project. As you could just imagine, if you have this cut file and then the stamp to go with it, you can make a bunch of, I mean, it could go for a scrapbook, it could go for making cards, it could go for doing mini books or altered items, you name it, you can do it. So I love the flexibility of that. So I have this thickers, it's a foam thickers from American Crafts. I think it's an Amy Tangerine line, and it just says seriously, and that's going to be part of my title. The title will be Seriously Adorable, and that's what I'm going to put in there. Then I'm going to grab my letters, and at first I thought that I had pulled out letters to spell seriously, and so when I was kind of messing around with it earlier, I was like, these letters don't match the word that I had wanted it. And then it dawned on me that I was actually trying to spell adorable with those letters and not seriously. So it's one of those things where, because I like to plan my pages before I actually turn on the video and, do the video. And so I pull out all of these elements ahead of time, and sometimes I forget what I had planned on doing for that specific layout. So my journaling is going to go over there, and I'm going to add the snowflakes on the bottom of that, just to cover up the mistake of my inking, but at the same time to add a little bit more embellishments on the bottom. And then I decided to adhere the title or the letters for part of my title using some liquid glue. And then I'm also going to be, again, adding some of the sentiments that I had stamped and cut on parts of my picture on the left. Because the left, I know it's pretty heavy with the photo, but it's missing a little bit more design and element that you can see a lot of in the right page. And then because I didn't have any more A's, I pulled out a V and turned it upside down, and then I have I think an X, and I cut one of the lines of the X and made that as the line that goes across my A. And that's just gonna complete that. And now I can put a stamping block just to make sure that that's all adhered. And then I'm looking for some more elements to add to the left. All these little cute designs and images were all focused on the right, top right of my page, and so I needed something on the bottom left just to kind of balance things out. And I found the stars and the hearts, and that will be adhered on the bottom left. And that's my page, you guys. Let me know if you guys like this video and if you learned a few new tricks on using those cut files. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. And I will catch you guys another day. Bye.